Hello, my name is David Rivers. I am a teacher in the tradition of Master Charles Cannon. This is a non-dual tantric tradition with philosophical roots in Kashmir Shaivism and also Shakta Tantrism. And my guru, Master Charles Cannon, asked me or gave me the Guru's command to carry forward this lineage, which he said to me is an unbroken lineage dating back to Lord Shiva. He asked me to impart the teachings, the non-dual tantric teachings, and he asked me to share Shaktipat blessings and to teach meditation. So, what is meditation from the perspective of non-dual tantrism and Shakta Tantrism? And what is meditation in the Shaktipat tradition? How should we view meditation with respect to the path of Kundalini yoga in a tradition of spontaneous awakening? And it's really simple. Meditation is turning our attention towards the source or presence, our own presence. And our own presence, or the source of attention, is not one of the objects in the field of attention. It's neither the external world, nor is it internal. It's not inside, as in relative to the head or the body. It is simply what is, and that which is, and that which is always already here. We could say space itself, or I amness, or beingness, or life itself. The vibration of consciousness that is felt and intuited as being ever present as the sense of I am. Baba Muktananda, my guru, Master Charles's own guru, used to say, meditate, meditate, meditate. And he would further clarify this as meditate on the self. He advised speaking to the mind, advising it, O mind, meditate on your own self. O mind, lose yourself in the self. O mind, merge in your own source, the self. So one half of meditation is the turning of attention away from the objects of attention, which include thought, which include feelings, the objects of attention, which include the phenomenal world, the objects around one, which includes one's own body. And you're turning attention towards the awareness which is the source of that attention. And that awareness is all-pervading, is ever-present, and is not an object. The other side of meditation is the beauty of the Kashmir Shaivism approach, which acknowledges, sees, and understands, which rightly states and points out that the phenomena that the world, including the body, the mind, the feeling, are in fact also the source. They are also consciousness. They are vibrations of consciousness. That is the phenomenal field. It's the phenomenal dimension, which means the objective and perceivable dimension. It's objective and perceivable. It's within time and space. So the beauty of meditation in the tradition of Kashmir Shaivism and in non-dual Tantra and in Shakta Tantrism is that we have the opportunity to meditate in a way where we are transcending the world, yet we also understand, and we come full circle when we see, relate to, and acknowledge the world itself, including the body-mind, the expression of consciousness, when we see that as consciousness. So therefore, in the Tantric approach, one could be making a cup of coffee and recognizing, appreciating, worshipping, and meditating on the Supreme Consciousness as the items involved in the ceremony. There's a container of water, a pitcher of water that has the power to bring the water to the boil. There's the ceremonial coffee grounds and the coffee. There's the bringing them together, which we could consider to be similar to when we meditate on something. It's like giving a color to consciousness. That's a common analogy in the Tantric approach. You know, you're dyeing the white sheet a certain color, the color of Lord Shiva, let's say. What you meditate on, you become, you know. But much more immediate than any symbolism that may or may not be there, depending how you look at it, is that the objects involved in that ceremony or in that ritual of making a cup of coffee are consciousness. The body that's going to consume the coffee is consciousness. The awareness that is witnessing and pervading that space is consciousness. The animating power of consciousness, the prana, the shakti, that which is giving impetus to the jug to boil, to the electricity, to the body to move, the movement of life force, that's the play of consciousness. And this is a unique facet of the Tantric approach, is that we have the seated meditation, and we have meditation where we are transcending the world into the ocean of being, yet we don't deny the world. Not only that, more than that, we worship consciousness, or we can love and appreciate God through God's expression. We can see the self, we can recognize the self in its expression as the field of our lives, as the phenomenal field, which will include our relationships, and which include our difficult relationships, which includes our successes, let's say at work, and our failures. It includes the wondrous, joyous gifts that come unbidden, and it includes the seemingly hard-won fruits of our labor, and it includes the mess of our mistakes. It includes the train passing by. It includes the ground the body stands on. There's the waking state, the dream state, the deep sleep state, and Turya. And then there's Turiyatita. Turiyatita is really where the Tantric approach arises. Turya is the transcendent, conditionless condition of consciousness itself, the source of the waking, the dream, and the deep sleep states, transcending them, persisting, unchanging. Turiyatita is the recognition that the waking state, the dream state, and the deep sleep state are fundamentally made of the same substance as Turya. Turiyatita is the recognition that it's consciousness alone that transcends the world and in the form of the world. All states are expressions of consciousness. This is where in the Kashmir Shaivism approach we see arising books that and techniques, that are wholly embedded in and not different from our ordinary life. You know, when you see a friend that you haven't seen in a long time, and your eyes first meet their eyes, there's a flash of joy. If at that moment you completely give yourself to that flash of joy, disconnecting the flash of joy from the seeming cause of the joy, you will at once attain the supreme enlightenment. The nature of the self, the infinite nature of the self, will be revealed to you. The yoga of delight and wonderment, Spanda Karikas, 112 techniques that and they're just 100. This is 112 techniques that a yogi expressed. It's constantly. Consciousness is constantly in this mode of revealing itself. It's the point of that book. It's not just that there are 112 techniques. You see, what I'm saying is you can come up with your own while you're fishing, you know, while you're making coffee. And these kind of in the midst of daily life tantric techniques are the gift of Tantra when it's, you know, from its dimension of its expression that acknowledges that the entire play of the phenomenal play is consciousness and is filled with grace, is expression of grace. The Tantric approach also is filled with deep meditations and contemplations and visualizations that are more classical and that are derived from or have their home ground in the other side of the coin, the subjective, the noumenal, the space of consciousness that is not an object. I invite you to close your eyes. I'd like to acknowledge your dedication, having listened to this video, watched this teaching all the way through. I invite you to put your attention into the crown of your head and visualize a pulsating mass of light at the ajna, the third eye. And this light at the third eye floods the crown of the head. And your heart center opens in response to this light of consciousness, flooding the crown of the head and pulsating at the third eye. Waves of self-luminous, divine love emanate from your heart space. Your body is filled with consciousness. The life force is vibrating within your body and extending throughout the entire cosmos. As you sit watching this video, listening to this video, know that your every movement is the movement of the universe itself. Every thought that arises is the universe giving rise to that thought. Is the universe in the form of that thought? Universe, one song. You are a living expression of the song of consciousness. And then open your eyes and see your own self. That which you see is an expression of consciousness. It is the Lord of the universe in that form. I have a saying I like to say, look what God has become today, and just behold what is unfolding. So I invite you to go forth in a meditative mode of devotion, surrender, and worship. Waiting without waiting and welcoming the unfolding of the play of consciousness. It's all the Mother's Leela. So, thank you for joining me for this meditative, meandering journey through non-dual Tantra, the Kashmir Shaivism, and the tradition of Kundalini Yoga in the Shaktipat tradition. Om Namah Shivaya.